welcome to Youngest Lake the One YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
I feel gutted with what's happening in our country. But then I'm reminded of the president, the current president, President HH in Parliament, actually making a statement. I'm not sure which one was the Parliament opening or what. And he said, we are going to start to prosecute and persecute. And then he looked at everybody and he repeated and said, we're going to start to prosecute and persecute. Now, this is a learned man, so he knew exactly what he was saying to say prosecute and persecute. Persecution has nothing to do with the rule of law. It just simply means I'm just going to make your life miserable. That's my paraphrase meaning of persecution, right? You can go to a dictionary and check what it says and counter check if I am wrong to paraphrase in this way. Prosecute means, yes, we're going to look at the evidence and see whether what you have done is right or wrong or whatever, and have reasonable doubt to come up with the judgment. But persecution doesn't follow all that. And when the president himself said we're going to start to prosecute and persecute, it meant to me that the rule of law in this nation had just gone out of the window, and what we had now was the rule of the UPND law. Right? So meaning what they deem fit, what they deem right is what, in my opinion, becomes law. Now, my opinion is further qualified because we have seen UPND cadres making predictions of saying this seat is about to become vacant, and then that's it. And then you see the sequence is actually following. So there's a positive correlation between the prediction of those UPND cadres and what has materialized. So basically, I'm looking at my fellow opposition members who are trying to appeal to the UPND conscience. I personally, in my opinion, I don't see the UPND as having a conscience. You cannot appeal to them. You cannot get through to them. You cannot make them understand because within themselves, they believe they're right? So when people believe they're right, you can't convince them. And when people do not seem to feel a sense of, for a lack of better term, I'll say shame, because in Bamba they say insoni e wuntu, right? So if a human being can't feel like, shame, I don't know, insoni, right? If you can't feel that, wumvu can do anything because they don't have shame. Most of us, we hide our actions sometimes because we are afraid of shame. But when a person or a grouping seemingly doesn't have that ability to feel insomnia, then you can't get through to them. No, you can't. So all of you opposition people trying to appeal, that's how I'm looking at my leaders. Fine, you want to put it on record that you have appealed to the UPND's conscience, you have appealed to what? I don't even know. I personally feel it's a waste of time. Because what we are seeing is with the pronunciation by the president to say we're going to prosecute and persecute, it means it becomes obvious for me to say that is why we are having this positive correlation between the utterances of the executive and the delivery of the judiciary, right? And then we are also seeing the lack of separation of powers because, again, what the executive wants is what happens in the legislature. So the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive are basically being run centrally. That is a doom for everybody, including you in ruling. I know you feel like it is okay because it's targeted at us in opposition, and for whatever reasons, you, the UPND cadres and sympathizers, you have dehumanized us, and you're always saying it's because the PF were violent, the PF had destroyed the country. Number one, how you always underplay your own violence. It's shocking. And how you actually convince yourself. I'll not lie. The UPND praise singers and cadres have actually made me understand how slavery actually entered in Africa. That's a story for another day. But the ability to stare at the truth and reality and be able to still believe in an illusion is something I have found that they're actually very good at praise singers. They'll tell you PF destroyed Zambia, and you're like, how did PF destroy? They destroyed the economy. They overborrowed and you're like, wait, the UPND has basically in the shortest period of time almost borrowed the same as the Patriotic Front, and we don't even know what they've used the money for. So who is over borrowing? And the person will be like, no, but the PF destroyed over borrowing. Like, look at the infrastructure. It's proving that the money was going somewhere. Yeah, but you can't pay back. We can't pay back. So, like, I'm sure that's how they were also looking at slavery. They would sell their brothers and sisters and aunts and whatever. And then they'll say, like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. They've gone to another country, to a better life. But they saw them living in shackles. Because I've come to realize that there's a way a whole grouping of people can actually stand by what is not right and just accept it. It's like somehow find a part in their brain to say, because the Patriotic Front did this and that, as they keep that thing very big in their head. So it's okay for us to do what is wrong. But why am I saying what is wrong? Because even this whole seditious practices charge, we never had it during the time of the Patriotic Front. And this mass incarceration of members of parliament, we've never seen it before, right? And you can say, no, it's because the UPND are firmly standing on the rule of law. Which rule of law when they said through the president in parliament that we're going to begin to prosecute and persecute? I'm sorry, in as much as I'm a Tonse Alliance member and very proud of it, and a Patriotic Front member, I'm very proud of myself because I predicted that the UPND would not come and do well, and I did not support them in 2021. You called me name, you insulted me and all those things, but look at me. I have been proven right. I've been vindicated because anybody who is, I don't even think you guys are hypnotized because we prayed about that. You guys just don't want to look at reality. Something is not right somewhere. Something is just seriously not right. There's a disconnect somewhere because you can't seem to accept reality for what it is. Like, you'll be like sinking with the boat and you'll be like, yes, like the way you tease us in the Patriotic Front, like we're sinking with the boat, yeah? But that boat, you've tried to cut it up and didn't sink. You've tried to do so many things to the boat, it just doesn't sink. Whereas yourselves, you keep believing what is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.